the NFL on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Chargers and the Steelers. And it comes your way next on Madden Football.
The Steelers offense set to go to work, 2-0 on the young season. And the one we'll be watching is this man at wideout. He's off and running here early in the season. 2 good outings for him catching the football.
And that's a surprise to absolutely nobody because defensively, you know you've got to try and limit his touches, keep the ball out of his hands. But right now, he's playing with some confidence, and I just know his offense coordinator is dialing up a few plays just for him.
Here we go. Go.
Fields passing on the first play from scrimmage. He's going to find Jefferson open downfield.
Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. An excellent pickup of 34 yards. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 36. Harris running straight ahead, and he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32. A look at the numbers for Harris in last week's game. 11 carries, 120 yards, and a touchdown.
So, partner, 2 games worth, he's leading the league in rushing, so he's now trending. Is that what they talk about nowadays? You talk about trending? That's what he's doing. He'd like to continue it here in this game.
Now Fields. Middle of the field to Jefferson.
And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
Van Jefferson.
His first touchdown of the new season.
And the Steelers need just 3 plays to go down and take the early lead.
So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their second offensive possession.
This could end up being a pretty big drive. I mean, look, yes, it's early in this game, but they scored the touchdown. They got the stop. And now if they could get in the end zone here again, CD, they could grab an early stranglehold on this one.
Yeah, they certainly can, and that's what you're looking for. Where's the advantage? Can you gain it? Can you press it? Now for them, finishing it off because right now it's out there for them. They've just got to go seize it.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Don't jump. Ready? All right.
Fields. He'll get this to his tight end. That's Pat Freiermuth.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left.
Here we go. All right.
A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
The Steelers at 2-0 here to begin the season. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards.
Yeah, it's been a good start to the season for him. He's still kind of getting used to a new terminology, new playbook, new quarterback, you name it. But he's certainly been solid in his first month, and he's got a first down.
Here we go, son. Go.
Back to throw. Fields. That's complete to his tight end, Freiermuth.
And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
Now we're 1st and 10 at the 11.
Here we go.
On the give, this is Harris. And he'll take this one inside the 10, down to the 8. Now it appears we have a Steeler here slow to get up.
While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
Here we go.
Warren will try the right side.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Touchdown! A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead.
Well, this has been a flawless start for them. They score, they get the stop, and they score again, Charles.
Complimentary football at its finest. You've just mentioned how they got it done. They scored. The defense got the ball back for them. They score again. That's the way you win ball games.
So here are the Steelers to take over on offense. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10.
Here we go. Sit high.
Fields now to throw. Completes this one to Pickens. He juked him, and they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A big play that time on the catch and run. 30 yards. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 43.
Now run straight ahead with Warren. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter action from Pittsburgh. It is the Steelers in control of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Here we go. Sit high.
Here's Fields. And he's got this to Jefferson.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. So 3 plays already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time.
On the give, it's Warren.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down.
Now it's Fields.
And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown.
George Pickens
From 10 yards out.
And the Steelers have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Here we go.
They hand this off to Harris. Shoves him away. And a great move again. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40.
59 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
Muscle damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Henry's got it out on the left side. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
What I love about watching the passing game nowadays is that the one-dimensional receiver is really starting to leave the game. You've got to be able to do it all. Of course, you got to run fast. Of course, you got to catch the ball. But route running savvy and toughness, there's a premium for all.
And this is caught inside the 5. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line.
This offense continues to be a hot knife through butter. 3 drives, 3 scores, and knocking on the door again.
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown.
Najee Harris, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the year. And the Steelers are able to add on to their first half lead. But it's not too often that you say, hey, this one's going to be over by halftime. And, CD, I know our bosses probably don't want us to say that because they don't want people clicking away. But this one might be over by halftime.
And since you've already put your job on the line by actually...
Pittsburgh set to take over again on offense. Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, I mean, if they can get points here, Charles, might almost be an insurmountable comeback for the other side.
I think you make a great case for that, so I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Could they make the big comeback? Certainly. Am I expecting it? Not at all. I think if we don't see a drastic change in how they're playing, this blowout's going to get bigger and bigger before the final gun.
Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
Well, as my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
From the 50, here's Fields. A short one there to Freiermuth. He's got room.
Gets by him, and now a little daylight. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15.
35 yards the gain there. Another first down as well. Fields going to change things up here.
They'll look to throw here on first down.
Finding Henry here on the crossing route. And the Steelers are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle is made at about the 5.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal.
A shotgun snap, Fields.
And in for the Steelers touchdown.
Pat Freiermuth.
A 5-yard touchdown.
And the Steelers will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. So the numbers are starting to pile up here early on. We have yet to reach halftime, yet that is already now 4 touchdown passes.
Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2.
Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Here we go, side. Side.
They run again with Harris. And he gets it to the 30 when it's all said and done.
89 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
And having built that kind of a lead, they're able to do whatever they want right now. All momentum on their side, especially now running the football.
Yeah, you're talking about a defense being on their toes. They don't know what's going to hit them next at this point.
No, they went from toes to heels, and they're trying to figure out how to get back to the toes part.
Here we go, side.
To throw is Fields. This one brought in by Jefferson.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
Don't jump. Ready?
From the gun, here's Fields. Going across the formation, he finds Freiermuth. Look at the big man rumble.
And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh.
Pat Freiermuth.
And the Steelers set to take the field.
Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but 3 yards, 4 yards, 5 yards. They're going to They've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
It looks like they'll move things around here. On play action, Fields.
He completes it to Henry.
Still going inside the 20.
And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. A great play there. His second touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Steelers are closing in on a 3rd straight victory to start the campaign. So add another one into the touchdown column. What a game. That is now 6 touchdown passes for him so far in this one.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field.
They're looking at a 3rd straight win here if they can hold on.
Here we go. Sit high. Sit high.
They'll start the drive with Harris. Now he's free to midfield. How about this? Najee Harris.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Now it's looking incredibly likely to be a 3-0 start to this season. That is obviously excellent. 2-0 is one thing. 3-0, you really have some momentum.
And now they're serving notice to the rest of the league that they're a pretty darn good football team. Confident, aggressive, attacking at all times. This looks like a team.
Charles, when you look at the stat sheet, you realize that both sides of the ball were so dominant in this game. And on offense, not only did they score it, but they did it through the air as well as on the ground. Everything was working.
And you know that the guys who scored the touchdowns, who contributed that way to threw them or ran them, they're going to find our cameras and have a big grin for them. But I hope our cameras find that offensive line. How versatile were they? Move the ball on the ground, move people so they could run it, and then protected their passers so they could throw it.
So for the Steelers, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Indianapolis Colts. Meanwhile, for L.A., they suffered defeat for the first time as they dropped to 2-1. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road.